are now ready for a new creation. It is a subject that I had felt a little bit sensitive towards, but I feel that I have the solution to everything because my idea of doing these videos is to promote self love, harmony, unity, togetherness, and so on. Who knows, one day we just might say yes, even if it's for a day. Yes, and I think for many of us, we can get in that place where we can experience that sense of peace, where we don't have to see as black or white, or rather, we will see these as functions of energies that help us to accomplish, to do, to eradicate whatever it is. How would you describe yourself? Are you black, white, Indian, whatever it is? You are learning to pronounce words black and you add the B at the front and then it becomes black. So if there are two words telling you to be black, because in the spirit of sound, the letter B, just like B, light or whatever, yes, we know when we are writing we have BE, but it still is B. So it tells us hey, right here is that to be lack. Right here is be lack. We know that the things we expose ourselves to constantly, whether subliminally or whether consciously, we are harnessing on that vibration. And especially if we are not conscious of it, but it's always around in our peripheral vision, or we always hearing it, it is in our makeup. Other people address us in that very same manner. Other people refer to us as such. We too refer ourselves because that's what we identify ourselves with. We say we are black. How am I really seeing myself? Or if I don't see myself as black, well, how do I actually see myself? Brown? Now, language is very broad here in a sense and of course very structured. But if we open our minds now to begin to understand this concept, which is based on the sacrifice template, I'm emphasizing on the sacrifice template because in the Western society, in the Western world, that's how our culture is based on the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Now, this is it here. So we know about the story of Jesus Christ died on the cross to save mankind of their sins and so on, and so we could be redeemed from our sins and be saved and have a place in heaven. So it goes on, but there's a lot to it. But here we have numerology because then remember we are given the gift of numbers and letters. They are interchangeable. Well, they are is it interchangeable, but they merge. Okay, we use them, and so we could say interchangeable as well, in the sense I could say three and then there's a symbol of number three and so on. So even if I'm speaking about numbers, there's still a word that describes numbers as in letters. So basically the two are intertwine, and that's the language. Because it's intertwined, the whole concept of our makeup is likewise intertwined. Perhaps if we really deconstruct this concept of pigeonholing ourselves in this idea of being black or white, then we would perhaps have greater peace for ourselves and the world that we live in. So, yes, so just to conclude here, what we saw here is that black was more to the left because, and I think they do call them like the left wing as well. So this is so spot on in the sense that we have B I have always seen this column here, so you will get a deeper understanding about these columns there. So basically this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So each letter has this numerical value here. So this would be 6, 2, 4, 6, and this would be 3, 6, 9, and so on. This is why we have 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. And this is what Nikola Tesla as well had been speaking about, getting that code to understand the essence of life. So here we also have 6, 6, 6 when we add these up in segments of threes. As you can see here on this side, 3 is the only column that is completely changed altogether. This is showing the dynamic attribute of free, because free can be it's like it's a law unto itself. I really want to point out here again, just to refresh ourselves. So B is here, and then we have L is here. So we have, I'll circle them. So it's B, should I do contrast? B, L, A, C, K. So we have right here, everything is a cluster of letters here, meaning there is not much movement. And this is what we have, the God of movement, which according to the scriptures, when it says in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, this is establishing what happened. And there is where things begin to get into motion. And the Spirit of God moved. This is where the God of movement came. So moved, changed everything. The movement, the spirit that moved was changing, was creating, was doing, was being and having and doing all kinds of things. So here we see that black has not got much movement here. It is like the source. It is like the vortex that you tap in, and then you go and create, or you go and do something. It is the bucket that contains something. It is not that which is moving. It is the flour without the yeast that is not, or the baking agent. It has not given rise yet. There is not that movement yet. And so this is what is happening here. Now let's show you the contrast with white, because I did right as well. Okay, so we have R. I'm still going about R, white. Now, another thing, I did speak a lot on W, because W, as we can see, it's at the center. It's almost like saying to us that we are double. We always have a double, and no matter what is doing, whether we already paired up, we still have another double. This is why in the language as well, it's not by chance you hear to you. I am going, you are coming to me. So there is like two of us, to you, to me. This, the language, we had not given it thought yet to understand that it is really saying that there are two of you. It is really saying you are coming to me. There is to me. So there is that which is like visible. So we are talking about the dark part and the light part, if you like. This is why we are always seeking our other half. Okay, so so we have W, we have H, we have I, and we have T. This is T here, and E. Okay, now that's the thing that I really want to show here. We are conditioned to move to the right here. Everything this you are doing right, if you are doing it right, it denotes you are doing it good. You are doing it the way it is meant to be. So in our conscious minds or subconscious mind, we are conditioned, we have been trained to move to the right. But here, you can see what has happened here, that the W in the white has had the rising agent. They have, like Agent Smith has been able to have this in the matrix, the movement to go to the right, which is why I call, for instance, the headquarters zone. This means that this W, this person, has, or organization, has the ability to get to this headquarters zone, and also has the ability and meaning they have resources, or whether equity, whatever it is, businesses with the inland revenue, because that's where all monies are recorded somehow or another. Or if it's not accountable, but it is being requested to be accountable. So this is what's happening. Revenues you pay or you may receive, but this is where the richness of the flavor of things, when we speak of deliciousness, that we can say, oh, this is what it looks like. So basically, you could say this is like a garden. The soil, it is rich, it provides a lot of food, but it is in the ground. This is what it is, dark. It has this is where we get all our nutrition. This is where we get all our the iron, all the enzymes and everything, the potassium, or everything. We get all of this from the ground. It provides all of those things. However, when it comes to using those things and packaging them and putting them in shops, and getting putting a price tag on it, making profit from it, and serving it on lovely tables and everything else, it goes to the right. Or even from the cooking and serving it and doing all those things and finding them on the shop shelf, it goes to the right, which is where the inland revenue is. Who is there? Who's controlling this part here? So psychologically or subconsciously, we know the person who is in this state here. It's almost like saying, I've hit the jackpot. I've hit the jackpot, being that I can identify myself with this white. So I am really, it's almost like I'm saying I'm asking that if you have any uncertainty on how to identify yourself, perhaps you want to give this thing some thought. Leave a note, let us know how you feel about this, and perhaps we can one day come together or in thought and say, okay, I see myself as people or person, because then that coincides directly with the word Genesis or Jesus at 33, and or believe, or any of those 33 degrees, if you like, or say I'm person. Now, for the sake of identifying yourself, and perhaps that's why they're coming with more sophisticated, whether it's good or bad or ugly, other things that where you won't have to perhaps say that I'm black, white, or whatever it is. These are going up to another level. But for our personal growth and development, I feel that we really need to address this. And for the little, for whatever left of 2020, which is 2-2, coming together. I feel this is what we are presented with too. We have to find ourselves, or find some kind of resolution where we could have some clarity of who am I? How do I see myself, and how do I want to be addressed? How do I want to be represented in the earth? And does the representation that has been given to me, if you like, because I, of course, I grew up in St. Lucia, of course, where we didn't have to identify ourselves, whether you're black, white, or whatever it is, although there were white people, Indians, but we never had that. So yes, I'm born in England, but I'm still having to say, well, yes, I'm black. Ignited souls, thank you for watching. And maybe just to be make it peaceful for other people as well, so that you want them to understand, or to get a representation that they will understand, not so much one that you want to identify yourself with, but one you think that they will understand. So you go along, oh, I'm black, yeah. And it's like, yes, we hear a lot of I'm proud and black and all of those things, yet still we keep, it's like an affirmation. It's that affirmation, and then you could see that there is a strong correlation according to the law of attraction. You can see the strong correlation with black and those and lack. There is a strong correlation with black and lack. Beautiful ignited souls, remember to share, like, and subscribe.